Hello everyone, welcome to Triple T Thursday. That's tips, tricks, and talktorials. I'm excited to be coming to you today talking about some stuff within TubeBuddy, and I thought this one was an appropriate video just because I am an affiliate with TubeBuddy, and anyone can sign up to be an affiliate with TubeBuddy. You can sign up, and they had this promotion going on like, hey, by the way, we're going to be doing a Black Friday sale that is going to be coming up, which is traditionally a time when a lot of companies will be doing a lot of, discounts, especially software as a service type of things. And so a lot of companies will end up doing discounts, some of the biggest of the year, to hopefully try and get some additional revenue at the back end of the year. And so TubeBuddy is no different. And so they had put out an email saying, hey, this is coming up in a couple of weeks. So, don't share out this code just yet. But what are you going to do when a whole bunch of people probably, I guess, leaked the code, or they're saying that the code was leaked, so they're just starting their sale early. So I thought, you know what, it's been a little while since I've really dug in deep into some of what the TubeBuddy tools are. And I thought it might be an appropriate thing to chat about with y'all. Also because I have a coaching client. And so one of the last sessions that we did was we were starting to talk about some of the TubeBuddy tools. And it's interesting because you don't know how much you do or don't know until someone else is coming along to be like, hey, have you seen this? What do you think about this? And so we were starting to walk through some of the different sections of it. And I was like, I feel like this is probably just a video. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you have questions also about TubeBuddy and you wanted to chat about it, I think that would be a cool one. Put your question in the comments and we can definitely chat about that. Now, another thing to note, we can also talk about YouTube stuff too, but I just thought this one was interesting. So yes, we're coming up on the tail end. We're in November. So, right, this is the month when a lot of the people are going to be doing stuff like that. And before we go any further though, where are my manners? Hello to the people that are here. Hello to Josiah. Hello to Marcus. Hello to Dutch Can Jam. Also, we have to ask a question. And that question is, of course, what's in your cup? People, let's chat about it, and I can tell you what's in my cup, and at least this time I have something in my cup, but it is really old coffee from this morning. So that's what's in my cup. What's in your cup today? And there. Okay, now I'm going to save that. Now I can at least say that I tagged them. So, okay, what's in your cup today, people? What is in your cup? Now, I am going to share my screen here in just a second. I got to get my windows rearranged here so that we are ready for all of this. So where's my window? Where's my eCam window? 1 second here. Also, I don't know if you guys are hearing this like really loud buzzing. I have a really loud buzzing that's happening in my ear though. Do you guys hear that? Just me? I'm not sure. I'm going to download this graphic too. They even had a fun graphic, and I might as well put it on screen for you. So let me see here. Where's my download? Download to here. Here is my graphic. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Let's go here. And then here, I'm going to drop this on. Look at this, y'all. I'm going to share the code with you in case you care and you want to do this. Black Friday, annual license, year 40 is the code. You can get 40% off. I don't know. I don't think you can stack codes like use mine and theirs and stuff like that. But there's always a code down below in my description box. It's an affiliate code. So if you do click on it, I can get money from it. And that's not special to me. Anyone can sign up to be an affiliate. So if you want to do that too, you're certainly more than welcome. Okay, let me go into a video here and then we can launch the YouTube player. There's that. I'm going to mute me over here though. And I think I can do me and screen share. So we have soda, no buzzing. Oh, okay, good. I'm so glad. Wait, is that right? Oh, you can hear it? Oh no, I know. I don't understand where it's coming from. Coming from, and I don't know how to make it stop. Yeah, exactly. It's this low buzzing, and I'm just not quite sure how to. It says though that there is a super chat, so if that's actually true, I want to say thank you. Let's definitely do the super chat thing, right? And that is going to be here. Oh yeah, look at that. See, now it came up. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here, I'll put this code over here for a second here. So yeah, we're going to chat about this for a second. Let's go in and chat about all the things, kind of TubeBuddy. If you're using TubeBuddy, put that in. If you've got questions about TubeBuddy, put that in the chat too. Let's have a chat. Where is that buzzing coming from? It's driving me banana sandwich. Okay, that phone, this microphone, what if I unplug? I don't know what's causing the interference, but I apologize for it. I got to figure it out though, because it's driving me banana sandwich too. If I move the mic somewhat, a little bit lessened. If I stand on my head and then I do it, nope. Where is it coming from? Answer me. What if I mute all the other channels? Mute you, mute you, mute you. Where is it coming from? Okay, let me share my screen here. 1 second here. Me and webpage. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to do it. Boom. Here's the inception for you, though. You can see also how delayed the stream is. All right, so if we go into TubeBuddy, multiple ways to get into it. One is going to be this hamburger menu up here, which is what we call this main interface, right? And in here, you're going to have different things, like you're going to have your messages, which is going to be something like, hey, by the way, here's that code, right? Year 40, get 40% off of an annual plan. Here's some industry news, and here are some milestones. If you have any latest milestones in the last 30 days, I do not. So there's that for you. But this is all right here for you in this middle section. And then over here, there are some, you can see it where it says like extension tools. And so this is going to be some of the like most common extension tools that are going to be happening. And then those are separate from where you might see the web page that is going to have some different things such as promo materials and other types of, hey, we got Roberto in the house. How are you, buddy? If you want to come in, of course, you're always more than welcome to. Is that a banana and peanut butter sandwich? Where? No, I don't have a banana and peanut butter sandwich, but now I'm curious what you're talking about. So these extension tools over here are going to be, like I said, some of the most popular ones that you want to get into right away. And then they have the website tools, which are kind of sectioned out here. So this is going to be, oh, I don't think you guys can see this very well. Let me see if I can. I think we do this every time. Is it shift and plus? Nope. Is it control and plus? There it is. And then I can bring it down like this. And then I can bring it over like this. Oh my God, it's like I knew what I was doing. Look at that, you guys. Guys and gals, look at that. Oh, look at that. Bam. All right, so now you can see what I'm seeing too. So there's a couple things that you can do in here as well. It buzzes whenever you speak, but it's not that bad. See, that's what I'm saying. Where is it coming from? You know what? Let me see here if I can switch mics. I'm saying, I don't understand where it's coming from. Hold on. What if what about this one? All right, let me know if this mic is better. It's a different mic, but let me know if this one is more appropriate and you're still hearing the buzzing sound, okay? I am a little farther away from it. Okay, so over here we are going to be, I'm so sorry, y'all. This is like the worst, most distracting stuff for you, I'm sure, because you're like, I don't know. Okay. If you're on a Legend plan, which is the highest tier that they do have over here, then you can also grant access to additional tools, such as you can have someone be able to access some of your TubeBuddy tools without actually logging into kind of your TubeBuddy account. So you can authorize them inside of the website, and then you can have them do stuff, even like set up your thumbnail A/B test. Now, this may or may not become as big of an issue once YouTube actually officially next year rolls out the ABC testing for all of the thumbnails, but it's not yet widely available. Okay, better. Okay, good. Perfect. So there's all of that information here. Oh, hey, beautiful. How are you? Christine TV, by the way. Hello. Angelique, so good to see you. How are you? I saw your comment yesterday. And thank you. I was like my little fairy outfit. I was Tinkerbell, by the way. And so on the website, you can also set up additional canned responses, but you can also do it inside the extension as well. And then you can do some of the stuff if you want to set up like additional reporting. So some of that stuff, like you can set up a weekly email if you want to. You can try and track certain keywords if you want to see how people are like kind of chatting about you, or different topics, especially if you're someone who goes after something specific, kind of like Angelique would be like, oh, velocity banking strategy or something like that. So you could set up keywords inside of the website as well and get emailed out a report once a week as well. So there, sounds better? Yes. Okay, good. So there are some options that are going to be in here, along with some of the promo materials, and we can pop in there and I can show you guys some stuff too. Now, under the community as well, there are links you can go. TubeBuddy does have a Discord community, as well as they have some forums. So you can go in there, you can ask questions in there, and you know, they have lots of different chat topics and stuff over there as well. And then you can always go into the like kind of the help section here, which is going to be stuff like you can open a ticket from here, you can suggest ideas, you can go to the knowledge base, which is a whole bunch of frequently asked questions and like a library of questions that you may have. So all of that information is going to be here inside of this main menu. But a lot of people don't get into TubeBuddy from here. Where they actually end up getting into it is going to be, let me see if I can just move this back over. Oh gosh, I have to hit the shift. No, it's the control button. Every time, man, you guys are gonna have to tell me each time how to do it. Okay, so once you're in here as well, if you are, let's say, in a video where you're going to edit it, there's no secrets here between us, guys. I'm just going to show you all of my back-end analytics and how little money I make. Yay for that. Oh, I think I hit the wrong button. Anyways, and hit videos here. So if we go into content here, so the next way that you can go in and you can access TubeBuddy, you can also go inline to any of your videos. At the very end of your line, there's always going to be a little TubeBuddy with a caret down, and this is going to give you a selection of items here as well. So what's interesting is not all menus are the same. Not all menus are accessible in the same places. There's not some of that parity that happens. So if you're looking for some feature and it's not in one menu, it might be in another one, is all I can tell you. They do have some new stuff that has been coming out, even some stuff that they alluded to at Vid Summit, which is going into beta and will be kind of harnessing and utilizing some of the AI capabilities that they've got going on. So that is something that is kind of like new and in the works and coming out. So it could be really interesting because I always wanted them to kind of harness that power of all of the data analytical stuff that they had access to with merging with Ben, and then rolling it into some of these tools. And it looks like we might be able to start getting some of that, is kind of what they were alluding to when we were at that. So, okay, so if we're in here and we're looking at a TubeBuddy, like little caret menu at the end of an inline, right? So you're going to have tools inside of here. Some of these they really need to get rid of because this published to Facebook has been deprecated for years. I remember I made a YouTube video about it on my own channel, and then they actually did away with the feature, but it wasn't because of YouTube, Facebook. It was because of YouTube. YouTube came along and said, you cannot take the video from YouTube and then shove it over to Facebook and like with all of the same description and all that stuff. Like it was a violation, maybe not so much violation. They just didn't like it. So they shut it down. So if you've ever wondered why you couldn't do publish to Facebook, which was, I believe, a star level feature or higher, maybe it was legend, it doesn't work anymore. So it's not that you're not able to do it correctly. It's broken. Okay, it's not working. So inside of here, SEO Studio, this is going to be like a good one if you are, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to move where my mouse is because I can't reach under the microphone here. So if we're in here and we go into SEO Studio, this is going to be one of the areas where, especially if you're new and you want to go through like a checklist of steps, I don't even know what video was this. Oh, it was a HDR footage in Final Cut Pro, something like that. So if we go in here and then we start looking, it's going to have you go through kind of this scoring system. Now here's where I'm going to just be honest and say, like, honestly, don't go just after the score and like trying to get the highest score possible, because it just really means that you're really able to repeat your keyword in the description and in the title. And it's just gaming the system for robots and not for humans. Okay, so like, don't worry about it so much if your score isn't like perfect. So come over here and then it's going to highlight kind of in the color that are you getting close to this? Like mine is atrocious right now because I didn't actually put a description in here. So maybe I'll fix some of this and show you in real time. If I just put the same title in down here, you're going to see that my score would change just from doing that. Okay, so that's not the point. Let me just show you here. And if you go through this process, even if you haven't yet uploaded a video, you can save this as a draft and apply it to a video later. This is a feature that you'll have access to as long as you're on any paid level. And it's still helpful, very much so, for not even just beginners, but anybody, especially if you want to systematically go through and make sure you're hitting all of these different types of like check marks that you're doing. So over here is trying to give you some information like, hey, maybe you include some of your keyword in your title. Maybe you try and, include it naturally inside a sentence in a conversation. Maybe you do some of these things and then it kind of will help you up your score. Then the next thing it's going to do is going to come in here and try and suggest some tags for you. I used to be a coach in a program, I'm going to let you know right now, where people would stress out about this. They would do research for like an hour on tags. YouTube themselves has come out and said tags are not that important. It can help with misspellings. It can help for at the very beginning of a video to help categorize your videos and help YouTube understand what your video is about. But YouTube has enough AI at this point to be able to figure it out what your video is about. So do not spend hours and hours. Do not have tears that are coming. We used to have people that would cry. I remember one woman specifically, she'd be like, I spent like 2 hours on this. And I was like, oh, honey, don't. Of course, I wasn't allowed to say that because, that's not what I was getting paid to say. But I just want people to know, okay? Like, it's not a big deal. I would just go with a few that they suggest, get up to your character limiter, kind of close, kind of halfway, and then just keep going, okay? Just move on with your life. Can I show us the AI? I don't know if I'm in the beta yet. They were talking about it at Vid Summit and saying that it was like you sign up for this new beta. I don't think I have access to it just yet. So the next thing that you're going to see is if you have a video or if you want to upload a thumbnail, this is the nice thing is you're going to be able to see what your thumbnail looks like versus the other thumbnails that would be coming up if someone was searching for this term inside of YouTube. This can become helpful if you're looking for especially ideas to visually kickstart your brain into what's working in some of the thumbnails that are high ranking. What could I maybe glean from that? What could I maybe take inspiration from? So I was helping a client and they had, it was a makeup product. And so I was like, well, let's try it. Let's run through SEO Studio. Let's say the title that you're thinking of going after. And then we started looking at what did these thumbnails have in common? And it was like, oh, sometimes it's a half and half face with, before and after. It's you holding the makeup brush really close to your face. It's the products cut out and then put in your background. And all of a sudden, when you had no idea for what to put in your thumbnail, now you have several ideas and you can see what is performing. So this is actually an underutilized section and part of the SEO Studio that I feel like if you just got to this point and really made, you see, because yours is kind of like frozen here at the top, and then you can go through and then just kind of see, like, does mine pop? Does mine convey what I want it to convey? And it can be really helpful as you're going through. And then you just be like, next, publish to face. Oh, I know. I was just talking about that, James, how Facebook, how YouTube put the kibosh on that and said, nope, you can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save draft on this one. But you can see here, if you had drafts and stuff later, you could always come back here. You can apply a save draft if you didn't have a video that you were working on. You were just coming and doing keyword research and then like coming and saving the draft. You can apply a draft to SEO Studio on any other existing video. So here is where that's at. And then let's say if you're another way to get into the video. So remember the other one was the long list of videos. And then let me put myself on the other side of the screen here. The other way to get into it is if you go underneath basically the thumbnail preview over here on the left-hand side, there's another TubeBuddy menu over here. Oh, I can't click over here. I'm in the wrong window. So here is, again, that kind of series. You can see, though, there aren't as many options in this menu as there were in the one previous, but it has a lot of the same options. Like I said, not all menus are created equal. I don't know why. It just is that way. So yes, as James was saying, as I kind of told you earlier, published Facebook, it doesn't work anymore. They really should take this out. It just doesn't work, okay? You're not doing anything wrong. SEO Studio, we just went through. Caption service, let's talk about this real quick as we're going through this. So if you're in any video here and when you go into like the subtitles, so one of the things that's gonna come up is one, it's gonna let you know with the extension, what are the languages, the top 10 languages of people who are watching your video, what languages are they actually speaking or, you know, watching in. So you can come in here and then you can say, like, oh, it's, I don't know if you can read it on mine, but it's English, Hindi, Filipino, German, Indonesian, Arabic, Spanish, Dutch, Portuguese, and French. So you could come in here and you could do something like if you have an SRT file already in here, one of the things that's already built into YouTube is you can go in, add the language, and then you can just convert into subtitles for other languages. Most likely it would be good to do it in the top 10 languages. I always suggested, I wanted them to do one where you could auto select and it would just do the top 10, but right now you have to do it manually, each one. But the other thing that you can do is you can go in, here, let me show you. So let's say it's Hindi, which it almost is for every channel. So we're gonna go into Hindi, we're gonna add that. Then all of a sudden, you would have two options. You have one for subtitles here, and then the other is going to be a little pencil icon that's going to be under title and description, which you can't see because I'm in the way. So it would be over in here. So if you were to come into here, you could, if you're on the Legend version, you can hit translate, and since we have Hindi selected, it is going to automatically go ahead and translate from English to Hindi. And this is going to be for your description box and for your title. So all you have to do is literally then hit the publish button at the bottom. And there you go. Now your title and description have been translated. Now, what people didn't know is, number one, you get 50 translations a day when you're on Legend. If you have title or subtitles, you can do the translation automatically from Google. That doesn't count against your 50 a day with TubeBuddy. If you do the title and description one, that would. Each instance or each language would count against one of your 50 for the day. Hopefully that makes sense. If it does, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, please help me out here. Let me help you. So yeah, that is just a really simple way for you to make sure that you're being inclusive. And especially it can be like a real wow moment if someone who's like, oh my gosh, I wish you had subtitles in French. You can be like, you know what, Susie, just for you, done. It works most impressively when you already have an SRT file. So if you have something like Descript or something, or if you go in and you modify the subtitles, or you mess with them a little, or you do it manually, then as long as you have any kind of translation file already or subtitle file already, you can go ahead and do the translate. Let me see if there's one that I could show you. I've got one I could show you. Hold on. So let me go back into, I know there's one about iMovie, right? No, give me iMovie. So it's probably, oh God, did I call, oh, show all. Let's say it's this guy right here. I think if I go into the subtitles, Here we go. So this, because I had a subtitle file already done, and I did this inside of like Descript, we could go in here and let's just say Hindi, Filipino, which one did we already do? Indonesian, Arabic, I don't know. We'll just choose a language. Add language. We're going to come in here and I'm going to say Cantonese. So now Cantonese is added to the list. I go into the subtitles one. I hit add on this. You can do the auto translate. Wait, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? Did I not actually upload? Give me a second. Don't make me a liar in front of everyone. Did I not actually upload one? Oh, wait, audio captions. No, I did do one. So why aren't you? Select how I want to. Oh, does it? Ugh. Anyways, there would be this auto translate and you would be able to do it and hit publish. I don't know why it's mad at me for that one. We'll figure it out later. But yeah, that is, did I do it? Did I not do it on that one? I would have had to have though. That's going to make me upset not to figure that out. Okay, so that is another one, which is going to be, where were we? We were under the other TubeBuddy menu, but that's going to be under the translation services. Okay, now let's say we're going back in here and then we've got stuff like A/B test. That's always going to be the big one. Like I said, with A/B test, I'll show you this real quick. Oh, it's going to make me do it. Let me sign in. 1 second. Give me a second. I have read. I agree. And I'll come over here and say what you're saying. Guess who will be using TubeBuddy a lot? I am Renish again. What? What did I miss? I translate the subtitles into 10 different languages. I stopped doing the titles and description because it was a pain to do in Google Translate. Oh, yeah. You can do it inside of TubeBuddy. Yeah. Don't you worry your pretty little curls about it. You got it, girl. And the reason we're talking about this is because TubeBuddy had a special sale that's going on and their code, oh yeah, it's right here. You can use this code, year 40, for 40% off an annual license. If that one doesn't work, it's also, there's another code, all 40. So either all 40 or year 40. And also, I don't think they'll let you stack them, but there's always Shelly's Buddy, which gets you 20% off any level. Okay, so if we're coming back over here, the webpage. This is the A/B interface, which is going to be usually kicked off inside of TubeBuddy, the website, not TubeBuddy, the extension, because it'll just kick you over here. So there's two different types of tests that you can run. One is going to be a thumbnail CTR test. The other is going to be a metadata test. So that means you want to test a variation in title. You want to test a variation in your description box, which is kind of a waste. You want to test a variation in something else, like tags, which would be a waste as well. So I would only do it if it was like a title, maybe, where it's like a negative connotation and positive connotation, maybe, type of thing, to see and gauge what like resonates with your audience more. The second is going to be the most traditional, which is the thumbnail CTR test. And the reason that it does this, you're going to upload another thumbnail and it will, as of right now, up until YouTube releases it publicly for everyone, this was the best and closest that we could get, but it wasn't perfect because we all know that in the first 24 hours or so, a lot of the videos are going to be recommended to people who have subscribed and opted in, and hopefully a small core group of audience that, if they see your thumbnail, should probably click on it. So hopefully your click-through rate should be higher, even though your impressions may not even be as high. As you tend to go out to more and more people and get more impressions, the click-through rate will traditionally go down. Now, with a thumbnail CTR test like this, it's only able to change it out every 24 hours at midnight Pacific time, because that's when YouTube and their servers and everything all kind of like change over as well, all Pacific time, midnight. So the way that it would stand is you would go in and you would upload a second thumbnail, and it would then flip-flop them every night at midnight. And it would go until one of two things happens. It would go until a specific calendar amount of dates has happened, like, oh, I want it to go for 7 days, something like that. Or option number two, which is what most people tend to do, it goes until it reaches what they find as statistical significance, which means I've shown enough impressions and collected enough data to be able to kind of definitively, I know it's an oxymoron, give you enough data and pick a winner. is what they're saying. Now, with an A/B test, it's not just click-through rate that you want to look at. And that is, I think, one of the most glaring reasons why YouTube has shied away from CTR being the only thing that the A/B tests are measuring. What they're going for is average view duration, or average minutes, right? Because that's what matters most to YouTube, is the retention and how satisfied people are with the viewing experience. So when they're actually talking about it, they're saying we don't want to just optimize for the click-through rate because it could encourage people to then just do clickbait and have a lot of people watch it, but then they all stop watching, they're all unsatisfied with it. And we don't want to reward that behavior either. So kind of what YouTube and TubeBuddy will kind of do is they'll give you an array of data and you'll be able to see something like, hey, even though this one has a higher click-through rate, it has lower retention or something like that. So it's kind of give you data. And let me see if I have an old A/B test here. I can show you. Let me give you one. I want to give one here. So when you're looking and launching at an A/B test, so like I said, you can upload an additional thumbnail, and then what it's going to do here is it's going to give you like the Cliff Note version on the left-hand side, and then it's going to give you the data and analytics on the right-hand side. So the left is like, yeah, I'm not going to watch, or like, I'm not going to read the book. I'm just going to watch the movie. That's over here on this side, right? And it's going to say, hey, your test is done. The original version of your thumbnail outperforms your variation by 66%. So if I was just going off of that alone, then I would say, okay, between these two thumbnails, I want this one. That's the one I want. But if I'm diving deeper into the analytical side, then I'm going to come over here to the other side and I'm going to kind of understand what it's trying to tell me. So it's going to say like, average view duration. So with the original thumbnail, people watch for 5 minutes and 35 seconds, but with the variation, they watch for 5 minutes and 2 seconds. So not only did it have a lower click-through rate, but people didn't watch it as long. Okay, or they're going to say something like, where were the traffic sources actually coming from under the original or something like that. So if it was a suggested video, then people were watching it from the second one. But if it was a browse one, it was actually flip-flopped. So interestingly enough, depending on which traffic source you might be going after, if you're tutorial based, you might be going after search and evergreen. If you're more of the news and whatever is happening, you might be going after browse and suggested. It's nice to have a mix of both, but if you are specifically going after trying to raise a rate in a specific type of traffic source, you might be able to take some of this and be like, you know what, when people see it in suggested, they click on this type of thumbnail more. So maybe that also starts to kind of guide what you want to put in your thumbnail, because also then you might combine this with stuff like face, no face, right? This is going to get into click magnet, which is going to have a lot of the variations of what does your audience like to see or not see when it comes to your thumbnail. So you can kind of come in here and kind of manipulate your data over here. Since we're already over here in the web page, let's talk about this a little bit more. What is over here? So one of the things that you can do over here, you can call them competitors. I call them friends or niche neighbors. Let me, it's always a problem if I'm just in the way. I don't know what to say, okay? So if we come over here and we say something like competitors, I have a lot of my friends over here. You can go in there and add a whole bunch of people that are maybe in your niche, or just friends that you kind of want to like keep eyes on every once in a while and see what they're up to. So here it's gonna, wow, some of those thumbnails, oh wow, she doesn't even make videos anymore. But some of the information that's gonna pop up is just a quick little, hey, good to see you. It's just kind of a fun little scorecard. So you can come in and be like, hey, in the last, let's say, what is this, like 30 days? In the last 30 days or something like that, or our lifetime, this person has gotten this many views, or this is how many uploads they've got. So this also comes down into like, gosh, this person has 149 million views. Well, it took them 569 public videos. Who knows how many are private or unlisted, right? But you can kind of come down here and then it's going to say in the last 30 days, how many views are they getting? So like Brian G. Johnson is getting 16,000 views, or Catherine Manning, 234, or channel makers. I bet you when it was like 5 months ago, that was at a higher number. But you can come in here and kind of like understand. So in the last 30 days, wow, 16,000 views, really? That seems crazy. I didn't think I had that many. So what's actually funny is I've gotten as many views in the last 30 days as Brian G. Johnson. And he's done 12 uploads and I've done 8 uploads or live streams or something like that. So that means nothing. Okay. But I'm saying like, if you were to start kind of comparing, you might be able to start saying like some correlations too, and then be like, oh, hey, how did this person get the same amount of views, but putting out, 30% less videos or something like that. Then you start to look at what was the makeup of videos? What were the length of videos? What kind of views are we getting on these videos? It could be anything where you are really like studying your competition. This is that information that is going to be able to come in and kind of give you some of that. Tips with Trina, interesting. She must have privated some videos. So if you see something where it has like negative, right? So usually you do that when you've unlisted some videos or you've privated videos or you've deleted videos. That is going to take those public views away. So that makes sense. And so you're like, hey, you put out 5 videos this month. I wonder, maybe why would you do that? Maybe it's like your Mac Video Magic is going to say something, it's like where we have the talk and we say, I'm changing niches and I'm changing, whatever. And you private videos you don't want to be known for anymore. It could very much be something like that. But wasn't Brian G, he was away for a while. He also started an additional channel about photography and videography, which is really awesome. But I did see that he was back. But yeah, so interesting stuff, right? And then if we come in here and we start to see like views per day, what was there something about like that happened on this day, October 14th? Was that a day that they released it? So you can really go down in the weeds as much as you want to. Just saying. And then you can kind of look over here and then you can say some of their most recent uploads. One of the nice things about it is it kind of brings in a little preview of the thumbnail. So you can be like, hey, in the last, for the last 5 most recent uploads, what were they? So actually Vanessa had shorts. So she released her last 5 videos were shorts before she took her sabbatical and announced that in January, I think it was. So gosh, she's been gone, going to be almost a year here coming up. But it's kind of fun and interesting to then see like, oh, Brian's back, back with the yellow, and just kind of interesting to kind of like see. And then you can look at some of the top 5 most viewed videos. So what are some of these channels known for, or, something like that, or like when was it updated? Because if you were a niche neighbor to them, you could also be like, hey, YouTube Shorts, why you're not getting views? Is that a topic that I could put my own spin on? Is that a topic that could be updated? Is that a topic that I have expertise that I could talk about? Because obviously the demand was there. It could be something that helps inform you why you'd want to remake someone else's video or take inspiration. Don't copy someone's video, but just an idea, okay? Pivot. Did we get new memberships? Oh my gosh, wait a second. We have new memberships? Oh, that's so cool. Pixelpia, that's awesome. Wait, we gotta do the new membership dance. Everyone gird your loins. Where is it? And where is it? New channel member. Here. Set it up now. Yeah. Thank you so much, Pixelpia, for gifting membership to the class out here. I'm so excited that you did that. Oh my gosh, I forgot that we were supposed to do the make a new emote. We will do that next Thursday, okay? The make a new emote for the channel members. Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, Pixelpia. That was really, really awesome of you. Where's my applause? Awesome stuff. Also, it was worth noting that this is still open for question. It was kind of a tour, but it was also like, what questions do you have? Let's talk about it while we're in here. So in here, okay, that's kind of the scorecard information. And then if we go into brand alerts, which is what I was saying before, if you go in Dun, 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 dun. I don't really use it that much, but for some people it might be worth it. You can go in there and say, hey, if people are talking about you, what's coming up, and you can get this emailed to you once a week. So if you were in a specific type of field, like I said, my friend Angelique over there with like velocity banking strategy, maybe she would have some sort of, or for the name of the channel, and you could see if people are talking about you, that kind of stuff, and in a good way. So under promo materials, just one thing that I'm going to point out over here that I feel like people always like miss out on is the most recent upload. It's this top one. You can copy this link right here and you can put that in your bio inside of like Instagram. So, you know, when everyone's like link in bio, you don't have to ever worry about updating it. It will always go to your most recent upload. And then actually all your videos in a playlist will actually start to play one after another. But it's just a really easy, simple thing that I feel like no one ever talks about. Just grab that link. If you're going to do it and have it be like link in bio for latest video, boom, take that link. You never have to update it. It will just always be there. Okay. And then, you know, some people are always like, oh, let's do the, the subscribe confirmation one, which is that annoying. I don't recommend it, but you know what? You do you, boo. You do whatever you want to do. But you can also do it on the subscribe link for your channel banner type thing. Sorry. So what you do is you go into the channel page with subscription pop-up link and you copy this link here. And so why you want to do that is, here, I'll show you. I don't know if it'll do anything while I'm it has that one where it may not do it because it's me, but it comes up with a little modal window. You guys have seen it, right? Where it's like, would subscribe, confirm that you want to subscribe to this channel, and they hit confirm, and then they subscribe to your channel from that. So sometimes it can be useful or fun to have that link, depending if it's something like coming from your email signature or it's, somewhere else, then maybe it might be useful to you. Okay. Sorry, gotta move my foot. All right, so these are all under promo materials as well. So if you had, you wanted your direct link to your last video, you want to go and get your channel banner art because like you can't remember where it's stored, you can actually get a direct download to like a version of it, so you could at least still have it, because sometimes after you upload it, you just forget where the original file is. So if you want to do something like that, you can totally do that. And then there is like a little RSS feed at the bottom too. So if someone wants to subscribe to you from that, you can also have to do that. And I have to do a members only. I know. I'm so sorry. Yes. You tell me what you want the members only video to be. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Also, set up over here, canned responses. It's great that YouTube has finally started to add some of the canned responses. It's not always accessible like everywhere, but here's something that you can do as well. So before, I had a video that was like version 1 of a video, and then there was a new updated video for it. So one of the things that I did is I made a shortcut or like a canned response called V2. So I can be like, hey, thanks for watching. I have made an updated version of this video. Feel free to check it out. And then I would have a link to the video. This also comes in really handy if you have something like some commonly asked question or comment that keeps coming up. So this fake PNG one was one that came up a lot for me, which was like making an animated subscribe button and with a transparent background. People would have and download these images that had the fake background, like the checkerboard would still be there when you downloaded the image, and like, what's up? It's supposed to be like, anyways. So I had an entire canned response of all of this stuff. I was like, oh, it might be a JPEG, or it might be, I have like all these different reasons why it may not be a correct or like type of image. And so I'd made that video, so I just wanted to keep linking people to it. So anytime someone said, hey, my background is still on this photo, I would insert this comment and I would be able to direct them to a new video. I did not have to then go to my video list, get the link, try and copy and paste it. This also comes in really handy if you have something like a specific playlist. So at the time, I had done like an iMovie 101 like playlist. So I said, if you want to see all the videos that I made on iMovie, which was like 30 videos, you can actually just go see all of them. And then I didn't have to go to the playlist section, and I didn't have to copy and paste that link, and I didn't have to do all of that stuff, because any of that even though it just takes a minute, if it takes you too long, you just don't want to do it. Or it just becomes like a pain, or like, if you don't have access to all the right things, or it's just annoying to keep repeating, doing it over and over and over again. So stuff that you have like that, just go ahead and either make like a canned response or do like a text replacement. I find that really helpful on my phone. If you guys want to do a video on that, I can totally show you. But I have an entire paragraph that will be generated if I type in AMZCOL on my keyboard, because I get so many emails from Amazon sellers asking to do a collab, an unboxing for some product for an Amazon video. I have a standard blurb now that will come out as long as I type AMZCOL on my keyboard. It will shove out an entire paragraph of text. So things like that, really, really helpful to do as keyboard shortcuts, but also canned responses here. And you can access canned responses inside of, obviously the extension and inside of the app as well. So all of this is all here, and you can set this up and you can have all these different ones. And it's a good way to kickstart any of your comments for a lot of the comments, and then you can personalize it more afterwards. By the way, do we have any questions on TubeBuddy or anything that we've been seeing so far? Gosh, this kind of takes me back to my days of not only when I was making tutorials for them, but for a while when I first got hired, I was also doing TubeBuddy 101 trainings with staff. So that was a fun time. Okay, so that's all in here. And then let's go back into the extension though, because we've seen, you know what, there's one other thing I'm going to show you inside of here. Where are you? It's not here. Back to him. Where are the perks? Don't they have perks in here anymore? Perks. Do they move it, or did they just discontinue them? I don't like that. Hold on 1 second here. 1 second. Back to home. Come on. What do you got? It's thinking. It's like frozen. Member perks. Okay, so you got to go to the home page, and then you can't be in any one of the channels. Okay, here we go. So if you want to check out the perks section, that's going to be inside of the homepage. So Licked, you've probably heard of Licked. I know some of the people on YouTube have gotten sponsored by Licked as well. You can use popular music one time in a YouTube video. You can get 15% off of a track over here. Epidemic Sound, people who are using Epidemic Sound, you can get 25% off. Hanging out is fine. Okay. So if you're already thinking of getting Epidemic Sound, as long as you're on any paid level of TubeBuddy, you get access to any of these. Audio Hero is where I'd gotten a lot of, my dance tracks and stuff that you see when we're boogieing and all that. It's all coming from Audio Hero. And Juke Deck, I don't really use that one, but video graphics, Tuber Tools, they do have some items in here where you can go in and obviously get some overlays and different things for your YouTube channel. Place It by Envato, intros, thumbnails, banners, t-shirt mock-ups. I've used that. 30% off if you are going through here. Our good friend Roberta, who was in here earlier, he had donated basically the YouTube starter kit sample pack. So instead of, let's just pick a number, 100 templates, he gives you like 25 templates, but they're openable, if that's a word, inside of like GIMP and Photoshop. And basically he's giving you his templates for different types of thumbnails. So you can get access to that as long as you're on any paid level, and you get this for free. It's just a free perk. So if you want to come in here and do that, you can totally do that. And again, additional animations and stuff like that, kind of like I did do this, and then I paid for some, and then I ended up getting, I think it was just like too many. Anyways, pretty sure Underdog, this was like Ed from, oh God, just because I'm under pressure right now, but you know the one from YouTube, Ed Lawrence. So inside of here, oh, this is new, Measure Studio. Data Analytics, 25% off here. I don't think that they do this anymore, the 90 minutes channel strategy session, because I think it was Joshua that was doing this. I don't think he does this anymore. Maybe they're still doing it, but they have that. And then they had like basically like a presentation that they had done, like an e-course type of presentation. You can get that in here. And then everyone gets like TubeBuddy Mobile, of course, as long as you're paying for any level. And like I said, you can always sign up to be an affiliate. Anyone can sign up to be an affiliate. That's free anyway. So if we come back over here, like I said, we're still here in the different ways to get into TubeBuddy. So a couple of things that might actually be kind of cool for you to check out is going to be in here. So if you have the schedule publish sunset video and schedule video update, these are kind of like hidden in here, but they're also under bulk and miscellaneous tools up here at the top. Like I said, y'all, it's just weird some of the places that some things are. But in here, scheduled publish, yeah, you can schedule publish inside of YouTube too, but you can't schedule publish sometimes with the first comment already done. You can do that inside of the TubeBuddy one. So that might be important to you, so you can have a link to either said product if you have an affiliate link, or like some other video or something like that. Sunset video, that is actually like the opposite. Instead of making it public, you're actually like making it either unlisted or private. And the reason you might want to do that, maybe it was a giveaway video, maybe it was something that was on a specific time schedule or like with a sponsor, and then all of a sudden you wanted to go into a different status after then. This is something that you can actually do and then just kind of like set it and forget it. And then the scheduled video updates. So if you wanted to do something like maybe change out a title or change out something or, you know, its status, you could do that inside of here as well. So there's all of that. Then we get into some of the miscellaneous stuff. Here, let me pop into this. Suggested shorts. What it's trying to do, like, it's not quite there yet that I've seen, but it's trying, right? It's very like, but I think it'll get there. Let me move me again. So if we're over here, then it's gonna kind of go through your video and try and find some times where their like retention is kind of decent, and then it's gonna look and then be like, hey, from this time to this time for this, you know, 15 seconds, maybe this would be an enticing short or something like that, or like it will suggest other videos. It's not saying that it's going to help you do it yet. It's just kind of like suggested. So I don't know about how like helpful that is. You guys aren't seeing that window. Why aren't you? Oh, it's like way farther away. Let me, there we go. So, so there's that. And then they have this thumbnail analyzer, which is going to be, if you drag in information, then it's going to like kind of give you some information about it. And it's also going to give you some of like the like hotspots, like where are people looking, where are people actually kind of like clicking, is kind of like important, or like what are the focal points of it. So it's not quite there yet that I've seen, but one of the things that's kind of neat, we can get into it, is the click magnet, and that has more data for you on what's actually in your thumbnails. The chapter editor is actually fairly useful because sometimes when you're making chapters, sometimes when you're making chapters, you've got like one window open and the other window is like trying to type, you know, and then you're hitting save and you're trying to like bounce back and forth. This actually plays it back in a small window and helps you make the chapters as you're doing it. So it always is going to start with like, to make chapters, and I've done a video on this, you got to start with the 0:00, right? And then you have to have at least 10 seconds and then it goes into the next chapter. The chapters have to be you know, like labeled and have the timestamp. So this is actually giving you not only instructions on how to do it, but it's kind of giving you the preview and letting you scrub through your video to kind of like figure out how that's going to look. So then when you want to add a chapter, you just hit the add chapter and it puts the new timestamp in, and you just label what the chapter is going to be, and then you just hit add to video at the very end and save it. So this one's actually kind of like useful, and you just actually have to use it. I don't know. And then if you come back in here, and then for people who are like, they're not good with Photoshop or they don't have any access to any kind of photo editing thing, there is a thumbnail generator that you can start with, and you can either pull a frame from the video, you can start with a blank template and add in some elements and add in some title or text type of information, and then kind of see what it might look like and then apply it. So is it robust? No, it is not. But is it actually like there and available to you? Yeah, it is. So if you want to add some emojis and have that, I mean, you can at least create a thumbnail. Here, I'll show you what that looks like. So you can start from a still frame, you can have a solid color, or you can have an existing thumbnail. So if you were going to come in here and say like, here's a still frame. oh gosh, that's not a good face for me. But here you can see there's some text. You can add an additional like shape, or you can add like an emoji. You can add like a little frame on the outside. And then the template, which is kind of nice. If you're on some of the paid levels, you can have a template that you save. So you always want this overlay and you always want this title or something like that. You can do something like that and then keep applying it to new videos. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, if you've never used any kind of photo editing software, it's at least something. The advanced embed, if you don't have a blog or a website, this isn't going to be as helpful for you. But if you had a specific website and you had stuff happening in steps sequentially, and you wanted to have and insert a clip of your video starting at a certain time frame, and you wanted it to be a certain size, that's where you would use advanced embed. And you would say like, it's going to be 720 by 1280. It's going to be starting at the 2-minute mark, and you're going to copy the HTML snippet of code and then toss it into your website, and then it's going to do that for you. The pick a winner is really just kind of like a pick from comment type of thing. You know how StreamYard kind of has that, like where it randomly picks. It can kind of do that. And so there you go. Quick links. This one is actually kind of interesting because if you come in here and you wanted to know, let's say specifically, did this video get me any subscribers? So if you don't know how to go into analytics, advanced analytics, go to subscribers, then by source, and then come to the video, you can come into quick links under a video and say something like, that might be interesting. Subscribers. Did this get me any? This will basically craft that query, put it into advanced analytics studio, and then give you the report that you want. So you can see that this video down here, maybe you can't see it because it's not very big, but it says this one video got me 181 subscribers. So, and it made me $122. Wow. Wow, look at that. I made $122 off of the best iMovie export settings for YouTube. And the impressions click-through rate isn't that bad. It's 6.8. But so there's that information. Under quick links as well, boom, boom, details, come back to my TubeBuddy menu, quick links over here. If I wanted to do something like I wanted to know what kind of traffic sources this is coming from, I could almost tell you it's going to be almost search. Because why wouldn't it be, right? YouTube search, 50%. External, oh, you can't see it because I'm in the way again. There I am. YouTube search, is it shift? No, it's control every single time. How viewers found this video, right? So it's going to be 50% on search, 32 external, probably search. Suggested videos, very few. And there you go. So Google search, 78%. Yeah, there you go. And then I think this one's still interesting. If you haven't seen this, other content that's suggesting this video. So sometimes it's going to be like videos that people watch that didn't get them the answer they were looking for, and then they were suggested your video and you watched it. You can come over here and be like, export iMovie clip, amazing quality. How to export videos from iMovie to YouTube when blank. And you can kind of come in here, you could see more, and you can kind of do more research to see if there's things that people were obviously searching for that they didn't get, or maybe didn't even get from your video. It could also jumpstart some ideas for you. And then you're going to see over here the YouTube search terms that might have been used before people found your video, right? So how to upload iMovie to YouTube, iMovie to YouTube, iMovie export, or something like that. And then you can also see this is not a tutorial about YouTube. We don't care about this, right? Never mind. We're coming back into TubeBuddy. So we're coming back over here. I'm sorry. I get distracted, easily distracted, okay? Let's see. Oh, I know what I want the members only to be about, how to respond to a comment with a short. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We could definitely do that. The TubeBuddy scheduler is great. You can also add a playlist after scheduling. Absolutely, that's a good one. And otherwise, unlisted will show in a playlist before it's actually published. That is correct. You are right. And I do love, like I said, the ability to schedule with the first comment. That always was a big positive when we were scheduling videos out there. So quick links, we've talked about this. This is quick links to analytics most of the time. And then info, if you want to have something like, oh, I just need to know what the video like URL is and copy it, you can do that here. Although you can do that inside of, so it's not really that helpful, but at least it's here. Okay. But so that's that. And then if you, like I said, let's go into the video. Oh my gosh, my dog is snoring. I don't know if you hear it. So let's click on this one real quick.
Hey everyone, it's Shelly. I just want.
Shh, Shelly, we don't care. All right. So we're in here. Then if we come down here into a comment, usually here, you can see, oh, you can't see anything with my big head in the way. Okay. I am sorry. Okay, so if you're in a comment on your videos, you can see all those canned responses that we previously already set up inside of TubeBuddy, right? And then you can just go ahead and pop that in and it would respond. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting in here is, let's say if you saw like a comment that you really, really loved. Okay, so this would be a good example. So the Final Cut Bro, I think his name is Dylan, right? He was nice enough to come in and leave a comment. And I was like, you know what? This would be this comment right here. Because I was talking about ways to try and use HDR footage inside of iMovie, or sorry, it was iMovie and Final Cut Pro, right? Without breaking it. And so he was like, oh, you could also try this. And I was like, you know what? If I was in TubeBuddy, I could take this comment and add it as a comment suggestion. And why you would want to do that is you can have basically a digital post-it list of maybe comments that were left, and it retains who left the comment, what video. You can come back in here, and then if you wanted to make that a video later, if you need to kickstart your brain for ideas, you could certainly do that. Now, questions that we have. I feel like there's a lot that we could go over, honestly. And so I never know what's most actually helpful to people. So I don't actually know. So if we come back here into content, I want to show you guys the click magnet, which is the thing that I was talking about before. Now, when you're in click magnet, this is going to usually take your last 50 videos or so and try and take some information for you and then kind of give you some ideas about some, oh, refresh. Something went wrong. Indeed, something went wrong. Let's see here. Get started. No, something went wrong. Well, I'm not going to show you that then. That's dumb. I wanted to show it to you. Why is it still saying that on screen? Why do you guys have information about the guitar tab that I was looking at? There we go. Anyways, show us. Show us what? Oh no. What do you want me to show you? What do you want me to show you? You know what? I'm going to best practices. I want to. Do I want to show you that? Because I got to go back to the website for that. I don't know if I want to go back to that. Okay. Questions that you have. I feel like we could do a whole other session on this next week. I swear to goodness. There's just a lot. There's a lot to cover. In fact, do you guys want that? Do you guys want to, okay, maybe it's just mad at me in general. YouTube is mad at me in general. You know what I mean? All right, so let me pop into another page here. I'm just going to take a random playlist, monthly revenue report here at the top. So monthly revenue report here at the top, there's a TubeBuddy carrot menu here too, and this is in playlist. This is the only place that you see this. I don't know why. Again, I don't make the rules, all right? Playlist privacy. If you wanted to come in here and change the privacy, you could do that. The video reordering, which is actually kind of interesting because if you wanted to, if you're on a paid version, you could go in and sort by most viewed minutes, by videos that got you the most subscribers. So it goes down in a decreasing descending order. You can go into some of these different ways that people have interacted with your videos and therefore your topics. So you can kind of come in here You can also go through and like remove videos that are like in the wrong type of status. So you can come in, oh, that was earlier when I was in the, I'm sorry. It happens a lot, right? So videos that if you, let's say, want to take out a whole bunch of videos that aren't yours because you had a compilation or something, you could take them out, or videos that are deleted or private or anything like that. It will like just yank them out immediately. So this is some of the actions that you can take if you want to. Put a query on your community tab and we can ask questions for part 2 about, oh yeah. That's a good idea. Kiva, how you doing? It's good to see you. And yeah, thank you to Pixelpia for the gifted, for that. There is one other thing, I think, let's just talk about this real quick because I feel like everyone always like tends to have a conniption about this and get it wrong, or just kind of like, I got feelings. I got a lot of feelings. Okay. So let's talk about this real quick. Keyword Explorer. Keyword Explorer, when it comes into TubeBuddy, is going to be one of the things that they're both like known for the most, but also one of the one that's I think like misunderstood and commonly misused. So let's chat about just a very brief high level. Okay, so when you first launch into Keyword Explorer, you're going to pop in here and you're going to see some of these things that are trending. Steelers might be trending because it's, you know, Thursday Night Football and they're playing tonight, or something else. Okay, and there's also the ability to change the country that we're talking about. So these are the countries that you might be able to do, and this is a list that is populated basically from Google and what's available. So don't get mad at TubeBuddy. It's because Google doesn't offer it. Okay, so if you find some sort of thing for like trends.google.com where a country is listed but it's not in here, then open a ticket and be like, hey, update your list. But other than that, it's not TubeBuddy making this list. They're pulling the information from trends.google.ai type place. So here is kind of like a, hey, this is what's trending. If you wanted to be more specific geographically to a specific place, you could do that and say, I just want to know what's going on in France. If that's in the list, you can. But you can scroll through here and be like, hey, what is trending right now? And then be like, hey, is there any way that I could put my twist on something like Stephen Curry? I don't know why he's trending, but if it was in any way related to what is happening on my channel, could I talk about that? Okay. So that's something that you can do. Then you can come in here and you could say something like Thursday night football. I don't know, y'all. Okay. So it's going to come in here and it's going to give like kind of a score and it's going to give you some information. This is how I use Keyword Explorer. I'm only looking for a couple of numbers. One, if we're looking at like the number of videos in the search results, right? If it's like 500 million, you're going to have a hard time probably ever being found if the traffic source that you're going after is search. Okay, if you're going after just browse, suggested, whatever, you don't have as much to worry about, but still just something to keep in mind. The competition in the weighted information here, so the way that they're saying is like, how are the other people doing in comparison to you as well, all right? And then the optimization strength is actually how well optimized the other people's stuff is, not yours, okay? So if someone is like really good at it, then that may not be the best for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually nice that they finally switched, because it didn't make sense before, the way that the red and green actually was laid out. It gave people the wrong impression. So if we come out here, though, and we're looking at the number of monthly searches. So we sometimes, if we're in search, we want to have stuff that's actually still being searched for, but maybe doesn't have as many like videos in the search results. And that means people are looking for it but not finding the answers because there isn't enough inventory of answers. Then your video might be able to surface and pop up towards that first or second page of Google, which is what you want. You don't want to be on the third page because that's where they bury the dead bodies, right? That's what we say. But if they're looking at also something that's too niche and too specific, then all of a sudden, like if no one is ever looking for it, great, then you're like the largest goldfish in the smallest tank and no one cares, right? So it's kind of nice if you can find something where you can be like a medium-sized tank and like still a bigger, or in that tank, if that makes sense. So then when you kind of come over and you look at the side and you can see here's some stuff that other people are looking for, when it comes to like related searches, or if you come in and you start looking at related searches and possibly video topics, right? So now we got Thursday night football for free, or Thursday night football on a fire stick, okay. Now, one other thing to keep in mind is people frequently forget. So if we were looking at this, football. When you're using the search bar, just keep typing, and then you can do like space bar or underscore or something like that, or like a letter A. This is tying into the power of Google search, so you can start going in. And if we look at like chocolate latte cake, so now we have chocolate cake, right? And then a chocolate cake recipe, decorations, design, ASMR, mukbang, right? So this is what people are kind of like searching for. So this kind of gives you an idea. But if you want to just like space A, you can see everything that kind of starts with A. You can come back, do B, right? Come back, do C, and then just start looking. Is there anything in here that kind of like tickles your fancy and then all of a sudden like sparks something in you? Maybe it's something like chocolate cake cookies. It's kind of like that. Kind of like that. And then all of a sudden you're like, I want to talk about this. Let's look at it. And so it's going to be like, hey, for me, probably not the best, because obviously I don't talk about cookies and cakes and stuff a lot on my channel. So it's going to be like, hey, not only are there 26 million views in this, but there are people looking for it. To get into kind of a ranking type of situation, I would need to get like over 4,000 views on this video. And typically, let's say I'm around 150 views. And so it's like, maybe not the best idea for you, girl. Like maybe that's not for you, you know? So just think about it. Just think about it. Now, one thing also is like a lot of the stuff with keywords and stuff that we're talking about too, right? There's the main, because the mic is here. There's the main search term, their keyword that you're going after, and then there's going to be all those shrinkifiers, which is everything that comes after, right? So we're starting on the left side at the most broad, and then we're going down into like more specific. And so if we start with chocolate cake, we would go with 83.5 million videos. Now, if we say chocolate cake cookies, and that was 26 million, right? And then if we say chocolate cake cookies, gluten-free, I don't know, something like that. Did I get that extra E in there? Did I not? I don't know. Now there's only 8.5 million, right? So now if I'm like, hey, if I wanted to get into some of these search results, this may be a way for me to do it. Like, okay, there's only 8.5 million views in it. I only have to get around 50 views to maybe first initially get like some traction on this. I get 150, but you can see the average is far surpassing that, around 160,000 views. But this is how you kind of go from something that is very broad into something that's going to be more specific. Can you get too niche and specific? Yeah, absolutely. Because there will be gluten-free, no eggs. You're going to get so specific, there's going to be like no searches, and then they're going to be like, does not even, like, insufficient data. We don't even have data to get this on the, so that can commonly happen. And again, this is primarily when you're targeting some of the search-based stuff. So don't get your braids in a twist in the wrong way if what you're going after is sometimes a browse and suggested, and it's not going to like line up the same way. You're going to then come back more so to stuff like the home, back to trending, because the trending stuff is going to be where, right, what you're going to be going after, and then what you can do to put your own spin on it. So just something to keep in mind. Okay. So that's kind of Keyword Explorer. And the big thing is with it, like, people tend to go down a rabbit hole trying to look for a certain specific type of term stuff. Like, it's good and it's helpful, but like, just don't get too crazy with some of the stuff. Now, for a members only stream, yes, we can totally do that. And I will make a community post. We can do another TubeBuddy stream. We did hours. Gosh, how many was it? It was like probably 6 hours of internal training that I ran for like our team at one point. And you know, we used to make tutorials over there. And so we got lots of stuff that we can cover. We only covered an hour's worth. So we'll put a community post up if you want to talk about some of the intricacies and questions that you have, then let's do that. If that would be helpful for y'all. We also have to do a members only chat and do a making our emotes of what's in your cup, right? Don't forget I've forgotten. Don't think that I've forgotten. Yeah. By the way, yeah, this is what prompted this. Year 40 or all 40. You can get 40% off an annual plan of TubeBuddy. Yeah. I don't know how long that's going for. It was a Black Friday special, so we'll see how long that goes. But thank you all for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I'm glad we could go over some of this stuff together. Oh, you're still here. Great to see you. You're still here. Great info on researching keywords. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we could go into keywords for a very long time. There's so much that I want to say about that, but I digress. We'll do it on another stream. If you guys want though to go through some of the more other comment or whatever stuff, we can certainly do that in a stream. So I'll post in the community. You post what you want to cover, and we'll see if we can get answers for some of those. Okay, I'm going to go have dinner, but I appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon. And thanks for all the brand new members and the gifted members and the super chat that came in earlier. Appreciate all of you. I'll see you next week. All right. Bye, y'all.